ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यास ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टुकी। शृण्वतां स्वकतः कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदनोति श्रोत्सताम्। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading Canto 2, Chapter 8, in verse number 18 and 19. This chapter is entitled Questions by King Parikshit. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking several questions, and it's just continuation of those questions to Parikshit, to Sukadeva Goswami. So I will please read text number 18 and you follow it, please. And then I will read myself text number 19. Narnam sadharano dharmaha savisheshascha yadrashah Sreninam rajarshinam cha Dharmaha kracheshu jivatam Nranam sadharano dharmaha Savisheshascha yadrashah Sreninam rajarshinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam Nranam sadharano dharma Savisheshasya yadrasha Shreninam rajarshinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam. Please recite. Shreninam sadharano dharma Savisheshasya yadrisha Shreninam rajarashinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam Nranam sadharano dharma Savisheshasya yadrasha Sreninam rajasinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam Sreninam sadharano dharma Savisheshasya yadrasha Sreninam rajarshinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam Sreninam Savisheshasya yadrasha Sreninam rajarshinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam Shreninam sadharano dharma Savisheshasya yadrasha Shreninam rajarshinam cha Dharma kracheshu jivatam Nranam sadharano dharma Savisheshasya yadrasha Shreninam rajarshinam cha Dharma Pratyeshu Jivata. So let us do the word to word translation. Nranam of the human society. Sadharana, general. Dharma, religious affiliation. Savishesha, specific. Cha, also. Yadrasha, as they are. Shraninam, of the particular three class. Rajarshinam, of the saintly royal order. Cha, also. Dharma, occupational duty. Pracheshu, in the matter of distressed condition. Jivatam, of the living beings. So let us read the question being asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukhdev Goswami. Please also explain what may generally be the common religious affiliations of human society, as well as their specific occupational duties in religion, the classification of social orders, as well as administrative royal orders, and the religious principle for one who may be in distress. The common religion of all classes of human beings, regardless of whosoever and whatsoever one may be, is devotional service. Even the animal may be included in the devotional service to the Lord. And the best example is said by Vajrangabali or Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Shri Ram. As we have already discussed, even the aborigines and cannibals can also be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord if they happen to be under the guidance of genuine devotee of the Lord. In the Skanda Puran, there is a narration that a hunter in the jungle became the most enlightened devotee of the Lord by the guidance of Sri Narad Muni. Therefore, devotional service of the Lord can be equally shared by every living being. Religious affiliations in terms of different countries and cultural circumstances is obviously not the common religion of human being, rather the basic principle of devotional service. Even if a particular type of religious principle does not recognize the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the followers still have to obey the disciplinary principles laid down by a particular leader. Such a leader of a religious sect is never the supreme leader because such a circumstantial leader comes to a position of leadership after undergoing some penance. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not, however, require to be under disciplinary action to become a leader, as we see in the activities of Lord Krishna. The occupational duties of the caste and orders of the society following the principles of livelihood also depends on the principles of devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that a person can achieve the highest perfection of life simply by awarding the results of occupational duty unto the devotional service of the Lord. People following the principles of devotional service to the Lord can never be put into difficulty, and thus there cannot be any question of apadharma or religion in distress, as, as will be explained in this book by the great authorities Srila Sukdev Goswami. There is no religion save and except the devotional service of the Lord, though this may be presented in different forms. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunvitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Oh, I have to read one more chapter, sorry. So, one more text number 19. So, let me read that. Tatvanam Parisankhyanam Lakshanam Hetu Lakshanam Purusharhada Dana Vidhir Yogashyadhyatmikasya cha. Translation, kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes, and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic power. So there is no purport. So we will start explaining first text number 18, and then we will go to text number 19. So yes, this shloka is totally related to the previous shlokas because it's continuation of questions by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukdev Goswami. So that's what he say. Please also explain. So last question so in this questions, we are reading the process of creation, how this material world was created, and given all the details of creation actually. So this is very important, and this is all about the call, like there is call and karma, the time and the activities, actions, So these two are the 5 main topics described in Bhagavad Gita. So these two things are really described in very detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the last shloka, which we read yesterday, we read about the yugas, different, how many yugas and how duration of the yugas, how many years each yuga lasts, and what is the yuga dharma for each yugas, and what is the activities of the yuga avatar. Every yuga has their own avatar. So Lord comes in every yuga. That's why Krishna says, I come every yuga. So Krishna comes every yuga. In today's 2 verses, Krishna is describing about what is the sadharan dharma. Sadharan means general principle of dharma. So that is sadharan dharma. And then he says savishesh dharma. What is the savishesh means occupation according to our birth. So that kind of dharma. So because each occupation has different dharma. Kshatriya has his own dharma, Brahmana has his own dharma. So those things, so he is asking about this. And he is asking also about apadharma. Apadharma means a religion in distress. So how in the distressful condition, what is our special duty to do? Like sometime suddenly very bad things happen to our life, So at that time, what is our dharma? Because it's not simple thing at that time, because we are in so much distress and we want intense prayers at that time. So what particular dharma should apply to that kind of situation? And in the 19th verse, it is described about the Shankha Yoga during the creation, what is the Shankha Yoga, and Purusha avatars, different Purusha avatars, and also what is the Yoga Mishra Bhakti, like how the mystics, do the Bhakti. So these things are described in detail. And so I will read the translation and then we will. So please also explain what may generally be the common religious affiliations of human society. So how many different kind of religious affiliations of the different society, in the society, how many divisions are there and what are their special religious principles, as well as their specific occupational duty in religion. So different occupation, what kind of particular religious affiliations they have. So he's asking about that. The classification of social order, how many social orders are like Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So these are the 4 social orders. And also as well as administrative royal orders, like even in Kshatriya, that's the administrative royal order. So what are the divisions in that? Also the religious principles for one who may be in distress. So person who may be in distress, like Draupadi, Mother Draupadi, she was in distress. So she prayed and Krishna supplied her unlimited service. Similarly, we can see Parikshit Maharaj. He is in distress also because he knows that he is going to die in 7 days. So what is the release? At that time, he just gave up everything. He went to bank at Ganges and just listen about Krishna, not worrying about what I'm going to eat or when I'm going to sleep or whatever. He just stayed 7 days continuously listening Srimad Bhagavatam. So at that time, normally people don't do that. 7 days, day and night, not drinking, not eating, not sleeping, continuously listen. They don't. But this is the religious principle in distress that if you have a very short time, just pray. Don't worry about your bodily needs or family needs or anything, So different release principles apply at different times. When distress, this kind of religion, these principles should apply. So in the purport Prabhupada is writing, the common religion of all classes of human beings, regardless of whosoever and whatsoever one may be, is devotional service. So Sri Prabhupada is very kindly writing that devotional service is the basic principle. It will apply to whosoever, whatsoever, and whenever, religious principle. This is the religious principle to perform a devotional service. Even the animals may be included in devotional service of the Lord. So animals also, we have seen many examples of animals like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, or we had a play here on the Gaur Purnima about the saint. Yeah, Shivananda saint, his dog, So how he went to. So even animals can participate in the devotional service. And we know in Chaitanya Charitamrita also that in Jharkhand, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through the Jharkhand forest, then all the animals were actually dancing with them. So even the dog or the other animals can go to Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan actually just by associating with the devotees and participating in the devotional services. As we have already discussed, even the Aborigines means the people who are original people. Like for America, Aborigines is the red Indians, which are living in the mountains, or we can see around the Lancaster area, in the different areas of the US. We can see those. So those were the original persons living in this country. So those people also can take part, because they live like a kind of Adivasis, They don't have too much of the modern world. They still live in the primitive stages, not like nowadays how people live. Like they are still drinking water from the well. They don't have electricity, They are still farming, not with the machines, but with the people used to do the farming in olden days, 100, 200 years ago. They still are doing the same thing, and that's very natural life actually, Yeah. Srila Prabhupada approved that we should have that kind of thing rather than having the modern city life, because this is not very conducive for our spiritual life. That's why he prefer to go in his last days to Gita Nagri, but unfortunately he could not make it. But he wanted to come there and live few days and establish the varnashram system in the society. So, and the cannibals also, the people, cannibals means the people who the human eaters, they also can participate in the devotional service of the Lord if they happen to be under the guidance of genuine devotee of the Lord. So, but they cannot do themselves bhakti, devotional service. They don't know about bhakti, It's principles they have to know. If you do bhakti just by following somebody, you may not. You will be doing probably the mechanical bhakti, but you have to see why we have to do it and how it should be done properly. So we have to have jnana and vigyan, then we can do properly. Otherwise, somebody, chanting, so anybody can chant without the guidance of a guru, it won't be that much fruitful. Of course, Krishna's name are very powerful. It will burn his all the pap karma, the unpious activities, but it won't take you to Krishna. So it's very important that one should be under the guidance of a devotee of the Lord. And then if you do follow that particular devotee or spiritual master, and then you can really do under his instructions, it will be very beneficial. In the Skanda Puran, there is a narration that a hunter in the jungle became the most enlightened devotee of the Lord by the guidance of Sri Narad Muni. So who was that? Mragari. So Mragari became the who wrote the Ramayana? Valmiki. Yeah. So actually he was killing the animals. He was so cruel that he was killing them half done. Like they will be really in the bad shape, grasping for breath. He will not kill them completely. So they will be just at the place, bleeding and everything, So when Narad Muni actually going through that jungle, he saw a deer, He was really turning and tossing, but he was not completely dead, and he had the arrow in his body. So then he went, and then he saw a bear, same condition, half dead. And then he saw third animal, and then he said, this is not right. And ultimately, he saw the hunter, who was hiding behind the tree. Then Narad Muni approached him, and Narad Muni was pure devotee of the Lord. He was not scared of that man. He taught him, he told him, why you are killing like that? Because they are suffering so much, and you should either completely kill. And then he asked him, why you are killing these animals? Then he said that I have to fulfill the requirement of my family. So that's my profession, So if I don't do this, what I will do? I'm not educated person. So what I will do? And then Narad Muni said that you ask because you are getting bad karmas of your activities. So he said, you first go and ask your family members that are they will take part in getting the karmas, the reactions of those bad activities. And then when he went home and asked his wife and his children, they all said, no, you are doing it, you suffer, you suffer. We are not taking any responsibility for that. And then he returned back to Buddhi, and then Narad Muni told him that you do not worry, I will fulfill, Krishna will fulfill all your requirements, you need not to worry. So actually, and Narad Muni gave him the mantra, and he started, and then he became so much like merciful that even when he was walking, he will look for the ants, that I am not crushing the ants under my feet. So he was so great, became so great devotee under the guidance of Sri Narad Muni. And then ultimately he wrote Valmiki Ramayana. Before even Lord Ramchandra was like took the appearance in Treta Yuga, he wrote it before Lord Ramchandra even. So we can imagine, how even the hunter, he was so cruel, he can also become a devotee. So that's why Prabhupada is writing, regardless of whosoever it is, and whatsoever it is, it doesn't matter actually. Everyone can become devotees. Yeah. So that's why by mercy of Prabhupada, all the devotees going doing book distribution, they don't see whether he will become a devotee or not. Even in no success, still he gets a book, under certain conditions, circumstances, he will open the book and at least see what it is. And that will be much beneficial to them. So that's why book, Prabhupada says books are the basis of this movement, So books should be distributed. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord can equally be shared by every living being. Now, Prabhupada is writing religious affiliations in terms of different countries and cultural circumstances is obviously not the common religion, because every country has their different affiliations, different religion, and different cultural different cultures, they have different types of prayers. Some culture says, okay, worship Durga, worship this, like Bengalis, worshiping Durga most of the time. So this kind of, so every, like in Bombay, in Gujarat and Maharashtra, everybody worshiping Ganesh. So that's a culture. That's a cultural circumstances, and the different countries have different religions. So there's not a common religion that for the human being. Rather, the basic principle of devotional. Basic principle is the devotional service. They have to, whatever they are following. If they are following Jesus Christ, for in the Muslim countries, Middle East countries, they are following Muslim religion. Fine. So as long as they are doing devotional service properly, then it's okay. So Prabhupada never objected that you change your religion and come to the Hare Krishna, Prabhupada said. Whatever you are following, follow it strictly though. That's the important thing. Even a particular type of religious principle does not recognize the supremacy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Somebody in some religion, they do not believe in Krishna. Even in Hinduism, see how many and people don't believe in it. Like in South India, you go, they all worship. Most of the people are worshippers Lord Shiva, and they don't consider Lord Krishna. So, and we all know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the followers may not may not agree that they have to worship Lord Krishna. It doesn't matter actually, but still, followers still have to obey the disciplinary principles laid down by the particular leader. So, whosoever is their leader, they have to lay down some principles, what to follow. Such a leader of a religious sect is never a supreme leader, because such circumstance leader comes to a position of leadership after undergoing some penances. So that leader may have gone some penances himself, not in parampara, and then he became the supreme leader of that particular sect, but he cannot be recognized as a leader. Just by penances he became. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not, however, require to be under disciplinary action to become a leader. Krishna is the leader of all the demigods in all the human society. He is the Supreme. So, but he need not to do anything, He's leader right from the beginning, and he will be leader. Then there is no competition. Nobody can compete with Krishna. As we see in the activities of Lord Krishna. So we can see even Krishna was born, and he was 2 days old, 3 days old, and then he killed so big demon Putna. When he was 7 days old, he like 3 month old Saktasur, and so this kind of demon, he was only 7 year old, lifted Govardhan Hill, he was only 8 year old, he did Raj dance with crores of gopis. So we can imagine all these activities and see he's not a simple person. So nobody can compete with Krishna. The occupational duties of the caste and orders of society following the principles of livelihood, because different people have, like Brahman have their own livelihood by doing pujas, Kshatriya has their own livelihood, by royal order, and also Vaishyas have cow protection and all those things, principle of devotional service. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that a person can achieve the highest perfection of life simply by awarding results of occupational duty unto the devotional service of the Lord. If simply like we do our activities, karma, according to our whatever is our either Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So this classification, we can do that. But if whatever we do, if we give results to the Lord of Krishna, or for the spreading of the cultural movement in the religious movement, then our life is perfect. It's like Nishkam Karma Yoga. So if you do that, if we don't claim that, okay, this is my hard work, this is my money, it's all Krishna's money, Krishna has given and should be applied for the Krishna service. So if they do that into devotional service of Lord, people following the principles of devotional service of the Lord can never put into difficulty. So this is Prabhupada is writing about the apadharma in the difficulty. The Prabhupada is writing very boldly that people who are devotees, they are never put into any difficulty. So devotees should not worry about the apadharma. It's not for the devotees actually, this is for the general public. The principles of devotional service the Lord can never be put into difficulty. And thus there cannot be any question of apadharma or religion in distress. As will be explained in this book by great authorities, Sri Sukadeva Goswami, there is no religion saved except the devotional service of the Lord. So this is the best religion actually, to just do the devotional service of the Lord. Nothing else is important. If you continue devotional service to the Lord, but devotional service, we don't know. It's not fixed what is devotional service. Somebody pujari is doing pujari service, somebody is preaching, somebody is cleaning the temple. It's all same. It comes in different form actually. Though this may be presented in different forms, or devotional service can be in different forms. So we will read next shloka, which is Tatvanam Parisankhyanam Lakshmanam Hetu Lakshanam Purusha Radhana Ran Vidhi Yoga Shadhyatmikasya Cha. So also Parikshit Maharaj is asking to Sukadeva Goswami, kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation. What are the basic principles of creation? How this world is created? And then he's asking number of such elementary principles. How many? What is the number of those elementary principles? What and their causes? What is the cause of those principles and their development? And also the process of devotional service. How many different kind of devotional service, process of devotional service, like Navada Bhakti, given by Prahlad Maharaj, and the method of mystic powers, which is given in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, what is the method of how people get mystic power? So, these are the different questions, and they are very elaborate questions. They are not simple, to explain in one class. It will take months and months actually to explain all these things. And we can see actually how Parikshit Maharaj was so interested about knowing even for the creation. People may say, Lord already created this world. Why I should know, how he created and how he started, but Parikshit Maharaj was so interested because it's all Lord's activity. And Lord's activity is very, very nectarian actually, and it should be heard. And it's very purifying. That's why Parikshit Maharaj is asking all these questions. He knew that Krishna's childhood pastimes are most nectarian, but he wants to know about all these things also, Sankhya Yoga and how the creation takes place and how people can get mystic power and all those things actually. So people following the devotional service can never put into difficulty like Prabhupada is writing in the purport of 18th verse. So there cannot be any question of apadharma for the devotees actually, like as we read. So we can see in the example of Draupadi, Mother Draupadi. So she was in very bad situation. Dushashan was pulling her sari and she was not trying to give up his sari because she just wanted to hold it. So Krishna didn't help. We have to actually cry for Krishna in very distressed condition. Then she said that Dushashan has the power of 60,000 elephants. So how she can fight with him? So she left sari, lifted her arm and said, Hey Govinda, hey Govinda. And Krishna immediately came in the form of sari and supplied unlimited yards of sari actually. And and she protected because what actually Karna and the Duryodhan, they wanted her to see naked in the royal assembly of Kurus. And how it is possible. She is so pious lady, how it can be possible. So Krishna really had to come. So see how in distress condition she called Krishna and he came. So when we are in distress condition, normally for a devotee, distress condition will not come. But sometime whenever it comes, rather than we protect ourselves, we just pray to Krishna and Krishna will solve the problem. So Draupadi knew that nothing of any Draupadi actually didn't have any mystic power that sari came herself. She was not mystic or anything. So Krishna actually supplied all the sari, not it came just by her mystic yoga, her mystic powers. So actually, all the devotees are also called Yogeshwar. Why? Because we have power. Devotees has power of Krishna. They have Krishna in their heart. So and devotee get why devotees are called Yogeshwar? Because unlimited power of the Lord. The Lord has unlimited power. Just like example, let me give you like a son of the rich person. Then he just go outside and shows his power. He doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any money himself. He didn't earn any money, but he goes and shows up with nice car and everything nice, nice watch, nice telephone, everything. He shows up. So how he can show up that? Because of the power of his father. His father. Similarly, thinks devotees actually firmly believe that Krishna is their real father. And so by Krishna's all the powers and everything, Krishna has unlimited power. So by power, we can show also the power. We also have power similarly. So we can see all the questions, which we are reading in this chapter are put by Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami is really answering one by one. So here he is saying what is the common religion. And he says that religion means dharma. So Prabhupada puts it very simply in his many classes that the dharma, like dharma of water. What is dharma of water? Is liquidity. Like we can see, even it's in the form of ice, we put it outside, and it will similarly the clouds, they are also water in the form of vapor, but when it comes in the form of rain later on, So similarly, we can see the dharma of fire is the heat and light. So similarly, our religion, our dharma as a human, Jivere Swarupa Krishna Nityadya. So that is our Swarup actually. So dharma of religious, dharma of the human beings is the serving the Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in first canto, second chapter, the definition of dharma is given. Savai punsam paro dharma yatho bhakti adokshaje ahetuki apratihata yayatmasu prasiddhati. So it says that what is the supreme religion? Supreme religion. Savai punsam paro dharma. What is the param dharma? Yato bhakti adokshaje. The supreme occupational dharma of the humanity is by which one can attain the loving devotional service. So whatever we do in devotional service, actually, we should develop the love for Lord. That's very important, So we should see how much loving love comes in our heart for Krishna. And we should perform with love, not like that, oh my God, I promise Guru Maharaj, I have to finish 16 rounds somehow or the other, that should not be the mentality. There should be loving devotional service. That's very important thing. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted. So there should be no motivation that, okay, if I do this, I will look good in front of other people or something like that. If I chant in front of so many people, people will consider me, oh, he's very good devotee, not like that. We should not feel like that, So I took a pratihata, and it should completely satisfy our heart, our atma. Yayatma suprasiddhati. So then that means, completely satisfy the self. And what is self? Self is our atma, our soul. So this is important actually. So Krishna has given very nice definition in form of Sri Vasudev, that what is real dharma. Because this sloka we are reading today is all about dharma. What is dharma? Apad dharma, general sadharan dharma, what is vishesh dharma. So living entity, actually, we have to do something. We have not seen anybody who can just sit idle, not doing anything. Nobody can do that. They have to do something. So that's why people who are not devotees, who do not perform any devotional service, they have to serve someone, right? People are serving their families, somebody is serving their wife, children, father, mother, society, community, whatever country. So everybody is serving somebody. There's not a single body who is not serving anyone. So, and we have seen, people, if they are not serving their family, they are living alone sometimes, and they serve the dogs, right? We have seen in the morning, how many people take the dog out, They don't want to go, but they want to go. Dog should walk. So that's why they go behind the dog, And and the dog poo goes number two, number one, they clean all the time, And I see in front of my yard also, so many people walk with the dog, and dog, I need where he stops and do his all the things, and the people serve very with lovingly. So, so that thing is there. So why cannot we serve? We serve everybody else. Why we cannot serve Krishna? So simple question. But people do not want to be devotee. That's why so small percentage is devotees actually. They want to serve everybody else. They will not serve Krishna. So this is our misfortune, and that's why we are having so many troubles in the society. So this is very common. Living entity cannot live without serving. From whatever region it is, but our Sanatan Dharma is eternal Dharma. and we should actually follow the eternal duty of serving Krishna. Unfortunately, the conditions in the society is like that everybody is following everybody else, but not Krishna. If we serve Krishna, actually, we can be very happy. Yeah, we can see all the devotees, how shining face they have. And because Krishna gives them that kind of energy by performing some kind of austerity. Sometimes people perform a lot of austerity. You have seen even devotees perform a lot of austerity. But Krishna is not asking. Actually, with austerities and penances, like like mystic yogis do, sit on the fire or go in the ice snow till here, and staying there all 24 hours like that, But those penances is not bhakti actually. Penances you can do some austerities, but they are not that important. Important thing is the loving devotional service to Krishna. So we should not try very hard. Many times, like the Nirjala Ekadashi, people start thinking 2 months before that, oh my God, Nirjala is coming, Nirjala is coming. Why to think so much? If you need a couple sips of water, drink, but do the proper bhakti. I have seen myself, many devotees actually fainted while doing Nirjala Ekadashi. What is the sense? The main principle is the doing devotional service rather than so much austerity. If you cannot live, if you are child or you are older people, drink some water if you cannot live. It's not like you have to do that. We have to see what is the main principle behind it. But people sometimes comes in the kind of, a routine thing, that, okay, Nirjala, I need not to touch the water. Like that. So Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Nitya Suddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabu Nai Shravanadi Suddha Chitte Kariye Uday. So actually, pure love for Krishna, how we can establish that love for Krishna in the heart of the living entities? It is not something to be gained from any other source actually, because Krishna it is already inbuilt. The love, we need not look that from where the Krishna's love will come. Love is already inside our heart, but it's all covered because of Maya Devi's effects, all the three modes of material nature. So when it's cleaned by Shravanadi Suddha Chitta, so if we keep hearing about Krishna with the Shuddha Chitta, with the pure heart, that's important. Sometimes we just hear and that's it. That's not. But we have to hear with the Shuddha Chitta, with the pure heart. Then it will actually, then our Bhakti Lata Bij will start growing. So that's very important. So other thing, this is the simple dharma, that we have to follow, but Vishesh dharma, sometime, it is given in the Vedas, in different sections of Vedas actually, and we should never be, we should not see irreligiosity in our life actually, which is opposite of dharma. So we have to follow strictly what are the religious principles laid by in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, so these, because no human being has power to make the dharma. Dharma is given by Krishna, and he came in different form. Like he came, Vyasadeva wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, and all the Vedas and everything is given by Krishna. So, because human being cannot write religion, because we have 4 basic defects like committing the mistakes, we are illusioned, and we have tendency to cheat others, and our senses are all imperfect actually. So these are the 4 defects all human being have. So that's why we cannot make any dharma. So that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam it says dharma to sakshat bhagavad pranito. Dharma can be actually code of conduct is given by Lord Krishna himself actually, and it is given in the Manu Smriti written by Manu, and also in the 19th verse, what we are going to read next, there is about the 4, is asked, what is the Vaishnava Dharma, and what is the religion for Varna in ashram. So actually, all the, as we discussed before, all the occupational duties, Vishesh Dharma, is anybody in any ashram can perform Krishna Bhakti. So, so this is the common religion for everybody. Like we can see even the Rajarshis, question of Rajarshis, what is their dharma? Who are the royal in or royal order of kings? So their dharma is also somehow the other worship Lord Krishna. And actually their dharma is to actually protect the citizens. See, we can see in the olden days, the king, when there is fight in the war, the kings will be on the first row and they will fight there. But nowadays, what the presidents of different countries, they go and hide in the bunker. It's under 50 feet under the ground. So they cannot buy. Everybody else dies, they are still alive. So, but before the kings were on the first line, we can see how Krishna and Balram or any other king, Yudhishthir Maharaj or Amrish Maharaj, they all were in the front row and fighting for the country. So actually, that's more important. Nowadays, all the government is democracy, and Sri Prabhupada never liked democracy. He used to say democracy is the demon crazy. So all the demons, selecting other demon. And that's what is happening. You select anybody, it doesn't matter. They all are demons. So that's why Prabhupada actually liked the monarchy. Monarchy is good, like Yudhishthir Maharaj or Amrish Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. We can see how great kings they were, how they were spreading. Then all the praja in their kingdom, all the citizens in their kingdom were how religious they were. Because if the king, who is the head of the government, is religious, whole whole population will be religious actually because of their effect. So we have to see if the king is elected, religious king is elected, and he follows the devotional service properly, everybody will follow. So that's important that if we see that if the king is good, religious person, then it is very beneficial. Then the rain will come on time and all the demigods will perform everything on time actually. So there will be no drought or anything like that. So this is very important. So what I will do now, we have to read little bit about text number 19, about the text number 19, explain all about the elementary principles of creation. So how the creation takes place. So actually, it's very big subject, but I will just tell in the short that activity start of the creation begins with the total energy. Total energy, also called the Mahatattva. So Mahatattva comes and then agitation by the three gunas. Three gunas, what they do? Three gunas actually agitated that Mahatattva. And as well as it agitates mind and ego and the controller of the senses. So these things, they are all agitated and then they are created one after other. Like a electrician, you can see if he's very smart, he can put one switch, you press and then there is different activities, one after other. Similarly, Krishna has built up like that. So he comes in the form of Purusha avatar, all the three different kind of Vishnu, Karnadaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So he comes in a different form of Vishnu and they are in charge of the creation of this material world. So a mechanic may be pushing one button, set up all the electronic chain of reactions. So similarly, Lord actually pushes the button and then various controllers of the physical elements, they are developed like that. Indra comes, and gives the water, rain, and the Varun comes and fire god comes, so they different demigods comes, so this is all plan of supreme planetive godhead, he presses one button, whole world is created like that. So if we read the Vedic literature, we can see there are three main causes of creation: the time, the ingredient, and the creator. And combine these is called Tirtayatmak. Tirtayatmak is the three different things. And everything in this material world is created by these three causes. Nothing else comes beyond that. So all these causes are found in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all three causes. Yeah. So Narad Muni, that's why Narad Muni advised the Prachetas actually in that you go and worship the root cause. What is the root cause? Lord Krishna. He is the cause of all the causes. So that's why so if we do just a bhakti, then everything will be done automatically. So Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krat Hai. So just we perform, when we one performer Supreme Lord's worshipping at the Supreme Lord, the devotional service, he automatically perform all pious activities. This what we need not to do for different pious activities. Everything is included in the devotional service. The devotional service is very important. So whenever there is necessity to create this universe, when Brahmaji sleeps at that time, this all universes go in the belly of, when Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu inhales, all the universes goes in the belly of Lord Mahavishnu. And then from skin pores of the Mahavishnu, all the universes come out when it is time for Brahmaji's day starts, at that time, all the universes float in the Karan ocean. And so this is important things in the creation. Thus from Mahavishnu and the causal ocean, all the universes sprung. And the 9 process of devotional service, we know all that Prahlad Maharaj actually told his father the different devotional services, like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vismaranam, Pad Sevanam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So everything is included in the devotional service. So people about the mystic power, how the mystics get power. They do lot of yoga, and by yoga they get some kind of mystic power that they can reach from here to Swargalok and grab something from there. So people can do this kind of thing, But this is all mystic powers. Devotee do not need any mystic power. So actually, one devotee in the beginning of the ISKCON movement, he saw so many yogis when he went to India, that how these people do different kind of yoga. So he asked Prabhupada that, can you do some mystic? Do you have some mystic power and can you perform some? So Prabhupada told him that I made all the hippies to happies. So, and he said that this is the biggest magic, if anybody can do that, this is the biggest magic. So he said that these people were taking all drugs, doing all illicit sexual activities, and they were gambling and they are doing all eating meat, not sleeping till late. And now you see how nice Vaishnava they are, how sincerely they are serving the Lord. So Prabhupada said, what big mistake thing can happen? And this is the biggest mysticism actually, So he said they became from iron to the gold. See how Prabhupada actually was telling his devotee that these devotees were iron, now they are gold, shining so nicely, so brightly. So this is the real mysticism. So Prabhupada says, that's not mystic. You get something in the hand, some rock or something, some ashes. So actually, Prabhupada is saying that mystic power and liberation are the two sons of bhakti. So when you have bhakti, these two mystic power and liberation will automatically will come. We need not to do anything. Actually, when we do bhakti yoga, everything is there. So we need not to worry about anything, about any mystic power or that, okay, I should get some power. That's not good. So I think it's only 5 minutes left now, so I will end and we can discuss some questions.
I have a question regarding Srila Prabhupada's very liberal and open stance towards other people in different religions performing devotional service. It's okay as long as they follow properly. In the Nectar of Instruction, one of the 6 principles for performing devotional service is acting according to regular principles and Niksai Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So along with that, other regular principles that Srila Prabhupada established in our movement were regular principles. They're actually a prerequisite for knowledge and understanding Krishna, so we need to if we're not following them, at least be in the shower and chanting and trying to come to the next state. You know what I mean? Like, at least bring yourself up. If you're not following, try to come to that level. So a lot of these different religions, one, they're not following the regular principles. They may be shrouded in Kirtan with Vishnu Smarna, maybe the other thing is knowing that they're not following. Not only are they not following them, they don't even understand that they need to follow them. So I guess my question is, what benefit are these people receiving if they are glorifying God, but at the same time acting sinfully? Are they getting any benefit at all?
Well, Sri Prabhupada told them, at least if they follow religious principles, at least, doesn't matter which sect they are, at least they will get, their pap karma will get out. They will not get any love for Godhead, of course, but at least they come to the platform, little higher platform,
So that's without following or trying to follow the four religious principles, if they're just glorifying God without following them.
Even glorifying God will, at least it's an initial stage of purification, rather than being an animalistic life. So Prabhupada wanted to elevate them slowly by that stage, and then later on, if he comes in our movement, then Prabhupada will teach them. Because if you tell them all the big philosophy right in the beginning, he will get scared. So Prabhupada didn't mean that it's okay, 100% okay, but he said at least you follow your religion. Because if you say, no, you get converted to our religion and come here, then people will actually oppose him too much. So we have to see the acharyas, time and circumstances. So sometimes they tell different things, but that's not perfect actually, if you keep eating meat or keep gambling or things like that, or keep taking drugs, how you can get elevated? But at least if you follow principles, even in Christianity, at least you will at least come to the human platform. Yeah, so that's for coming little higher, not continuing your animalistic activities, social purpose. Anybody else has any question or comments? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. A big takeaway I had from your class is the focus on austerity and how sometimes there's a trend to want to implement additional austerities, and maybe at the expense of performing the essential austerity. Chanting, reading every day, and even these are austerities that people struggle with. Just reading Srila Prabhupada's books on a daily basis, in a regulative way, chanting one's rounds in a regulative way, eating only Krishna Prasadam. And sometimes we want to implement these other types of things, fasting for long periods of time, or whatever it is, and it was a big takeaway because for me it's an element of faith, of where we're really placing our faith, trusting Srila Prabhupada, the kind of formula Srila Prabhupada laid out, or are we trying to, we add other elements, whether it's karmakandic, or traditions or things like that. If we add this to it, this is different or more special, with neglecting maybe the essentials that Srila Prabhupada has given us. But anyway, you illuminated that point, especially with near Jolakavasi. And some people are able to do it, but some people really force themselves to do it at the expense of actually devotional service.
Yeah, then they forget their main why they are doing that. So we should not deviate from the main principle. Why we are doing this? They forget that thing, and they put whole attention in. I will not drink water, even if I pass out. Even I don't remember Krishna. So. Right. So if your whole mind is going on your stomach, drink some milk, take some fruit, or whatever, but continue bhakti. That's most important. Yeah, loving devotional service. That's more important. But then we divert our thing, you know. We should not divert that. Yeah, we should see why we are doing this thing, you know. So that's important. Anyone else? Can you ask?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, devotees online.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I just have some, that is a silly doubt, I don't know. But all these gurus, they always chant Krishna all the time. They also going through a lot of difficulty, health situations and everything. And they had to leave the world, material thing. They had to leave the world. So what is that? I feel so depressed with that. Can you explain, Prabhu?
I didn't understand Mataji your question completely, but
I think in relationship to, you were saying that distress doesn't really come to devotees so much.
Yeah.
And she's, sometimes we see that there are very advanced devotees that are undergoing health.
Prabhupada wrote in the purport, you know, distress, actually, because devotees do not think them as distress, actually. So,
Yes, that's true.
yeah, the devotee should just, you know, this is Krishna's kind of thing, you know, Krishna is giving me and I should accept it, you know. Not like karmis, we should think, you know, that why Krishna has given me this and I do not deserve this, you know, because this is due to our prarabdha, actually. Devotees sometimes do get into trouble like that, you know, but we should just fully depend on Krishna's thing. Yeah, they will get distressed. Like even Mother Draupadi, you know, Shiva, Mother Kunti, you know, they were all great devotees, you know, Lord. But they got so many difficulties, you know, but they didn't consider them difficulty like Mother Queen Kunti, you know, she said that more and more difficulty come to me. So they invite the difficulties, you know, who will invite difficulties? But great devotees came. So even though difficulty comes, you know, they are not difficulty for the devotees. That's why Prabhupada wrote boldly like that there is no question of distress for the devotees because they don't consider them as a distress. That's why probably he wrote it, you know.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's not literally meaning that they will not get any problems, you know. Problems is the principle of this material world. Problems will come, but not literally they are problems for the devotees. That's what probably he meant.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. One more thing is about fasting. I always feel that because of my medications, I cannot do Nirjal fasting anyway. So that's what I was thinking, you know. So fasting, I cannot do just a full fasting. I'm doing, but not that. And only thing is I do that, you know, reading all the Krishna, these things, you know, Vishnu Sahasranama, all those things on the Ekadasi day. That's all I feel satisfied. But I cannot do full fasting. So that is one thing I have feeling.
Mataji, many people cannot do that, but they should not try too hard to get it. Just chanting is important. Just continue remembering Krishna. That's most important thing in our life. One cannot do it. I could not do Nirjala Ekadashi, you know, for last few years, you know, and I drink some water, you know, because I get so thirsty and I all the time think about thirst, you know, I should drink. So I said, let me drink water and keep doing my sadhana rather than not doing sadhana, you know, that's more important.
Yeah, because of these medications, I don't think I'm not able to do that. But I feel though. And one more thing is you're saying that creations, what are those things? Time and you said creation, you know, that Parikshit Maharaj asked the questions, you know.
Yeah.
About creation time. And then two other things you said, I don't know.
The creation, three main ingredients. The first is Mahatattva, you know, the ingredients itself, and then creator, and the time. These three things are the main ingredient of the creation.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you. Anyone else has any other questions?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay, so we will end here. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha. Nityanaam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo Namaः. Vaishnavi